The man was in the middle of a crucial job interview, but he showed up in paint-covered work clothes and hadn't even cleaned the dirt off his face. The interviewer shook his hand with a look of disdain. After Chris explained his situation, the interviewer asked him one question.
Chris, what would you say if a guy walked in for an interview without a shirt on? And I hired him. What would you say?
He must have had on some really nice pants.
Chris's answer made everyone in the room burst out laughing, and he passed the interview, earning himself a shot at the job. But this wasn't a real job offer. It was a brutal 6-month internship, and he had to stand out from 20 other top candidates. Even worse, there was zero pay during the internship. Faced with that reality, he hesitated. But when he looked at his son sleeping, he decided to go for it. Unable to afford rent, the father and son moved into a cheap motel. Once they settled in, he took his son to shoot hoops at the basketball court. His son dreamed of becoming a pro player. But Chris, weighed down by his own insecurities, blurted out something that crushed his son's dream, and his son's face fell. Seeing that, he knew right away he'd messed up and said something to his son to make it right.
Hey, don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me.
To make ends meet, he took his son along and went door to door selling scanners. Finally, his persistence paid off and he landed his first sale, enough to cover a full month of expenses. The internship officially kicked off. Over these 6 months, he had to bring in the most clients to have any shot at staying, so he was the first one in the office every single day. To squeeze in more calls, he even cut back on drinking water, just to save time on bathroom trips. He had to grind hard at the office all day, then leave early to pick up his son, and ride the bus home for 2 hours. Because of his race, the office manager gave him a hard time at every turn, always sending him for coffee or to fetch water. These extra tasks made an already tough competition even harder, but he kept his head down and pushed through. Then, one lucky day, he finally got through to the president of a foundation. The president agreed to give him 20 minutes, but just as he was heading out, the manager deliberately made things difficult and told him to go park his car. But there were no open spots downstairs, so he had no choice but to take the manager's car and drive himself there. Then, he hit traffic on the way. By the time he arrived, the client had already left. Not only did he miss his shot, he came out to find a parking ticket on the car the next day. He refused to give up. He brought his son along and went back to apologize in person. The president was incredibly gracious. Not only did he not hold the missed meeting against him, he invited them both to a game at the stadium. From the best seats in the house, Chris expressed his desire to manage the president's finances. He was turned down politely, but the president's connections opened doors to even more people. It seemed like life was finally starting to turn around. But then, misfortune struck again. The government seized taxes directly from his bank account and wiped out every last dollar he had. Chris was broke again. This time, even basic survival felt out of reach.